one rapper who got shot while on a drill in his ops territory to one who got shot 64 times right after bonding out of Cook County Jail. These are the absolute worst drill rapper deaths ever. Trust me, we are going to give KTS Dre's death a head start because his ops didn't even let him enjoy a moment of freedom after getting out of county jail.
Who wants you that bad that as soon as you bonding out from the Cook County Jail with all these police around, as soon as you walk out the door, it's like they put their freedom on the line like, all right, well, we finna do this right here. That was crazy. That was crazy.
KTS Dre was a Chicago drill rapper affiliated with the Lakeside faction of the Gangster Disciples, GD, specifically KTS, which stands for Kill to Survive. KTS had long-standing beef with NLMB, a branch of the Black P Stones, a set often linked to G Herbo. What really makes this situation wild is how close all these sets were. We're talking right down the block type close. The Muskegon Boys territory sat right next to Terrortown, with another No Limit set also nearby in the Lakeside area. The Muskegon Boys would form an alliance with Terrortown No Limit to become what we now know as NLMB, the No Limit Muskegon Boys, also known as Never Leave My Brothers. Over time, Lakeside became one of NLMB's most feared enemies, especially with the rise of KTS Cutthroat. They made a name for themselves in the streets, even branding their image with target tattoos on their necks, letting everyone know that they shoot their ops on sight. Because of the beef between the two sets, things became worse as KTS Dre would lose his younger brother due to gun violence. On June 23, 2015, KTS Vaughn, whose real name was Davin Davis, was standing outside an apartment building on the 7500 block of Ellis Avenue. At the time, reports say he was high and completely by himself, leaving him vulnerable and exposed to his ops. According to paperwork, at around 2:05 p.m., a group of men riding in an SUV allegedly spotted him. The vehicle slowed down and shots were fired. KTS Vaughn was hit multiple times, including 2 shots to the chest and 1 to the head. The attack happened fast, and by the time it was over, he was critically wounded. KTS Vaughn would go unsolved, as the street already knew the NLMB were the ones responsible. Of course, the beef between Lakeside and NLMB kept going, with both sides losing members. Fast forward to 2020, KTS Dre caught a charge and ended up locked up for a short time. But by December 2020, he was back home, going live on social media and telling people that he didn't want to leave the city of Chicago because he's still shooting his ops.
Man, I ain't gonna be nowhere but in the rack. I'm over east, Mo Block soldier. Nigga. We ain't shooting from no car, we just trying to get closer. Talking about, am I in the rack, nigga? Have court in Cook County today, nigga. You talking about? Bro, you need to leave the city, unless they gonna get you. What?
Dre would then tell his ops to come get him because he's tired of them putting so much threat on him.
Sooner than later, y'all. I'm tired of this. Come take me out this shit. I can't take it no more. Sooner than later, then you. Y'all be pissing me off with that shit. Y'all been threatening me for 20 years. It's y'all.
Dre would then deny an incident between him and Cairo that took place at McDonald's when someone from his comment section brought up the situation.
Explain the video of you punching Cairo. Who the f is Cairo, bro? Who the f is that?
For anyone who doesn't know what really happened, here's how it played out. KTS Dre, his brother, and a few others from their side ran into their ops at a McDonald's. As soon as Dre and his crew walked in, some LMB members inside started panicking. Some of them ran behind the counter, trying to hide, leaving Cairo, another NLMB member, standing there by himself. Dre immediately started putting pressure on Cairo and forced him to disrespect his own fallen friend Rock, who had recently been killed outside a store. The moment was embarrassing and humiliating, and it didn't stop there. Clips and jokes about it started spreading online.
Right now! Say Rock! What? Say it! Hey, ain't no unzipping enough. Say Rock! Don't be scared, little fuck. Don't be scared, little fuck.
From that point on, the beef went to another level with KTS Dre and KTS Vaughn becoming major ops to NLMB. Later on, KTS Dre ended up on house arrest again, this time for a charge where he allegedly fought a police officer over a gun during a traffic stop. Because of that, he violated his bond conditions and was sent back to Cook County Jail in June 2021. But Dre didn't stay locked up for long because within a month, he became eligible for bail. On July 10th, 2021, his girlfriend put up the money to get him released as he paid $5,000 and was placed back on house arrest, this time with an ankle monitor. Unfortunately, he never even made it home because as he was leaving Cook County Jail, a car pulled up and two unknown men pulled out of the vehicle and fired dozens of shots. According to paperwork, Dre was shot with a total of 64 shots. KTS Dre never survived the shots as he died right there on the spot.
Those shootings happened on Saturday evening just before 9. A man named Lundre Sylvester was leaving the jail. He went by the rap name KTS Dre. He'd just been bailed out, and police say he was ambushed by two men who got out of a vehicle near the jail. Sylvester was shot as many as 64 times and pronounced.
This is actually one of many brutal deaths Chicago has ever seen. But check out Bloodhound Lil Jeff, who was gunned down while on a drill. It all started with a stolen chain that belonged to a well-known Trap City member named Carter. Instead of Lil Jeff giving the chain back, he lied about what happened. He claimed the chain was lost during a high-speed chase with the cops, even though that wasn't the truth. Chris World, 400 East, Drill City, and Trap City were all together with a strong bond that lasted almost 10 years. They moved together, supported each other in the streets, and built a reputation that made their name feared across the city. But just that wrong move from Lil Jeff changed everything. Trap City Rob, along with other Trap City members like Taro, would later confirm to us in an interview with a Chicago YouTuber named X-Man Rico that the alliance between Trap City and Drill City fell apart over that stolen chain.
Because the way Reddit, this is what I want to clear up too. They say his dad from down here, Big J or some shit like that? Big J?
Anybody you got
So his daddy is from down here.
Yeah. Hang with them, they know what they did.
Oh, okay.
They know what they did.
So okay, the Bloodhounds, y'all was cool.
Everybody that got a that was my homie. He stole the chain, bro. We tried like he took it. He stole my homie chain.
Who was that South J or some shit?
Nah, brother. One of the other guys.
This one of the other. This other one.
Folks letting him wear the J. He come back like he got into a high speed with 12. Line saying he lost it. You know what I'm saying? That's how motherfucker broke their little shit. You know motherfucker. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, home to that
That was my dog. Like that's my crowd. Like we every day. No, that's for them. Like type shit. I was locked in. So I ain't.
Little boys weird. They got confused.
But you know what's going on?
Shit together, bro.
Gotta ride with the block. It's my block.
Damn.
You do some fluky shit and snake somebody from the hood, gang.
For sure.
Get scarred from this shit.
Around what year was that?
Father, huh?
How long ago that was?
Like 2 years ago.
Damn. So it was never really no real bloodshed. It was just about some Jake.
Yeah, about some Jake. Some little change.
That's what they mad about. That's why they try to confuse the internet. That's what they really mad about. You know?
Damn.
Hell yeah.
See, I was a shorty. I always been outside for.
Yeah, that's why. There you go, bro. That's what I was asking for. He connected.
Man, he the first drill rapper, man. And I'm like, damn, this how Al West coming?
Oh, you talking about
Yeah, that's his name.
You know, we had him too. Dirk was trying to sign him.
Yeah, I seen it. What happened with that?
I was a shorty though, so I got to see this shit in HD in front of me. So I got to see this shit for real, like everything. My mom dead. I'm able to see this shit HD. I'm really one of them. So it's like, you know what's going on. I got to see this shit HD, first class, first seat, whatever you want to call it. Give me the plane ticket.
Right, for sure. Right way. But real quick on that, what happened with that Lil Fo situation?
Well, Dirk signed.
Yeah, because I thought that was going to happen after cutting up.
What happened with Lil Fo? Y'all supposed to
He was doing his thing.
Hey, I did a video on dude, man. I think what happened to him, he was catching a lot of different cases and shit, and he was in a bad record deal. It
didn't take long for Get Back to come for Trap City. This time, the target was someone very close to Lil Jeff. On March 16, 2023, Lil Jeff's cousin, Z Money, was sitting in his car on the 1300 block of East 79th Street. While parked, another car pulled up and opened dozens of fire hitting Z Money. He was quickly rushed to the hospital, but sadly, he didn't make it. After Z Money's death, Bloodhound Lil Jeff and Q50 paid tribute by getting ZZZ tattoos on their index fingers, their trigger fingers, letting it be known they were locked in and ready for Get Back. And just 4 months later, a Trap City member named Leal was caught lacking. On the 25th of June, Leal, whose real name is Jeleal Goins, was ambushed and shot while sitting inside an Uber. According to paperwork, the alleged shooter walked straight up to him and opened fire. He was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late as Leal died shortly after arriving.
Chicago police investigating a fatal shooting yesterday evening. 19-year-old Jeleal Goins was pronounced dead at Rush University Medical Center, but police and nearby residents tell us the incident began in the 1300 block of West Taylor Street, where Goins was a passenger in a rideshare and was shot. Then the rideshare driver drove Goins to the hospital. This woman was outside to meet someone. She tells me she was looking down at her phone, then heard the shots. She thought she had been shot, but she had not.
I'm down there on the ground, crying and shaking and stuff. Pow, pow, pow. They said it was like 8 shots. No, I believe it was more than.
That same year, Lil Jeff and another member of the Bloodhounds, Rel Vert, would troll Leal in a song titled Stretched, where Lil Jeff dropped some highly incriminating bars. He raps, caught lacking in a bowl. He looked up like he saw a ghost. He dead, won't get up no more. He dead, gon' miss him for sure. Even in 2024, Lil Jeff and Rel Vert released another track titled FTO, where he raps, I ain't giving no pass, he lack, we smoke him. Leal dumbass in a pack, we smoke him. All of this was seen as trolling, a way to mock Leal's death and disrespect Trap City. But moves like that always come with a price. On June 8, 2024, Lil Jeff, Q50, and other Bloodhound members were allegedly out on a drill deep in Trap City territory. Things quickly turned deadly when Jeff ran into his ops, leading to a full-blown shootout. As Jeff chased his target, the man ducked behind a car, then took off, running up a porch and into a house. Jeff kept letting shots off, trying to finish it. But when Jeff attempted to follow him, he was shot. But the next one hits way different because a lady allegedly set up the next drill rapper's death. Just a month after Lil Jeff was killed during a drill gone wrong, the Bloodhounds suffered another major loss. One of the most buzzing rappers tied to their block, their close friend and affiliate Lil Scoom, was gunned down. Around midnight on July 7th, Lil Scoom was shot just hours after visiting a house on the 700 block of 89th Place. Security footage of Scoom visiting the house would leak online, showing him, a male friend, and 2 others. One of them a woman who tries to let them into the house without seemingly having the keys. You can see in the video how Scoom looks upset, maybe due to the delay in entering the house. Not long after that, police would receive a shots fired alert at the same house Scoom had just visited. Moments later, it became clear that Scoom had been hit, turning that short visit into a deadly setup. After Scoom's death, screenshots hinting that it was a backdoor situation would begin to spread online, one of which claimed the woman whose house Scoom had visited was calling out another girl named Nene, accusing her of setting Scoom up to be gunned down. According to the screenshots, Scoom had come to the house to get his hair done, and he wasn't alone. He came with his friend and Nene. The woman said Nene started acting strange, sneaking off to the bathroom where she allegedly texted Scoom's killers. More screenshots later surfaced, showing Nene saying she feared for her life and was planning to leave Chicago. Not long after that, there was another update of Nene allegedly posted herself on an airplane with the caption "New Life." However, not everyone bought into the story. A lot of people felt Nene was being used as someone to take the blame and shift attention away from who really took the hit. Then, new rumors from Reddit would claim that Scoom or the Bloodhounds might have had a hand in the killing of a Risky Road member earlier on. Because of that, many believe Scoom's murder was a get-back for that hit. To make things even crazier, the very next day after Scoom was killed, Risky Bands posted an incriminating message online, with online investigators piecing it together as a claim that they are the ones behind Scoom's death. Whether they did it or not, the hit was already done. And because the rumor still says he was backdoored by a lady, it made Scoom's death one of the worst drill rapper deaths ever. How about the rapper who was shot immediately after recording a diss track? L.A. Capone was the one shot. The beef between 600 and 051 Young Money kicked off in 2012. It all started when M. Tang from 600 killed T Streets from 051. The reason was never fully clear, but people say it might have been over a girl, though that part is still debated. After that, things escalated. Shaq 600, who wasn't really deep in the streets, became the next target as a get-back for T Streets. On February 2nd, 2012, Shaq had just left a party with a girl. While walking, he stopped to pee, and that's when things turned deadly. A group of men pulled up, hopped out with guns, and started shooting. Shaq was hit in the head. He was rushed to the hospital, but sadly, he didn't survive his injuries. After Shaq's death, 051 Young Money member Melly went straight to Twitter and started a dissing campaign. He kept dissing Shaq non-stop, mocking his death and throwing shots online. One tweet in particular stood out, where Melly hinted that he had a hand in what happened, basically suggesting he put the hit on Shaq. He said, "When you get shot in our head, I guess they consider you a brain dead BDLMAO, just go ask Shaq LMAO. A video started going viral, showing Melly with a little girl, and in the clip, he said he was the type of person who would catch someone slipping and kill them while they were peeing.
Or you ain't getting her? I'll let you know. You know how I play out here. You don't come with that money, shawty. Come up and done missing. You talking? You don't know who I am? You know who I am?
I know my daddy.
You scared of the dark?
No.
I'm one of them type of guys that be in the dark waiting for you when you gotta go pee at night. And I just get you, and you don't never come back to your parents again.
No, you're not going.
You hear me? Then your TT ain't gonna be able to save you. Your daddy, he gonna be crying somewhere like, man, she don't got nothing to do with me.
Another 051 member, Kiddo, would be caught in the mix because he tweeted just a few weeks after the murder saying, "Kill Shock, then forget Shaq," in a way revealing that he was involved in the hit. That same month, there would be a get back from the 600 side. On June 22nd, 2012, Antonio Fathead/Fats Davis was walking in the 7000 block of South Union Avenue with a female friend when a gray van pulled up and opened fire, hitting Fathead from behind. The shooter didn't stop there. He stood over Fathead while he was on the ground and fired 7 more shots. Then the next year, L.A. Capone would be the next target. On that day, from 9 a.m. to around 2 p.m., L.A. Capone, J.B., 400E, and Ocho from O Block were in court for a trespassing case. After the court wrapped up, they stopped back at the house for a bit, just cooling it before getting a ride to head to the studio.
So talk to me about the day that you lost your son. What was going on that day, from the morning to the time you got the phone call?
Morning, he had court. He was with his friends. They was in a stolen car or something, so he was going to court for that they was about to sentence him to probation that day. And my daughter had a conference at school, so he went to court with his friend and his mother. And I took my daughter to the conference or whatever. So I talked to him at the court, and he told me what happened. And I went on about my day. I went downtown. He went to the studio as usual, but he went early in the daytime.
Then, at around 3 p.m., L.A. and J.B. go to the studio on the 2nd floor at 7034 South Stony Island. They're in the studio for about 2 to 3 hours. Lil Mick, Rockhead, and Mako were hanging out together at a barbecue on 51st and Prairie. Rockhead received a phone call from 757 Hard Knock, the producer, telling him that L.A. was at the studio dissing 051YM in his song. This was where it became deadly. According to what happened that day, as L.A. and J.B. came out the back of the studio, they sat on the steps that led down to the parking lot. After a moment, L.A. stood up and walked toward the alley, talking on his phone, likely trying to find a ride. J.B. stayed back on the steps. That's when Lil Mick spotted L.A., noticing him walk into the alley wearing a black hoodie. He got out of a nearby car, snuck up on L.A., and opened fire. L.A. was shot twice, once in the lower right side of his back and once in his upper right thigh. L.A. Capone managed to run a short distance before collapsing and died at the spot. L.A. had real talent and a bright future ahead of him. He was on his way to becoming one of the next big young rappers, but the streets cut it all short, taking his life and ending his career before it could fully begin. Then you have Julio Fulio, who was ambushed and killed after dissing his op. Everything started when the war between KTA and ATK began. And of course, bodies have been dropped on both sides, including the ones that got Julio Fulio killed. TK members, including Yungeen Ace and his brothers, were ambushed while going home after having fun at a Jacksonville restaurant. Ace was hit 8 times but managed to survive. Sadly, his brother Trevon Bullard was killed, along with 2 others, Royale Smith Jr. and Jerobe Groover. After that, Fulio took to the internet, trolling the situation by posting memes and dropping diss tracks, openly mocking and celebrating their deaths. According to rumors, Ace put a $10,000 bounty on Fulio, and it wouldn't take long for them to get Fulio. On the 23rd of June, 2024, Fulio was in Tampa celebrating his birthday. Earlier that night, he got kicked out of an Airbnb party because it was too crowded, so he moved the party to a Holiday Inn. Fulio was posting nonstop on Instagram, dropping his location without thinking twice. Just hours before everything went wrong, he even tweeted, "God, thank you for allowing me to see another year and celebrate another birthday." That turned out to be a very big mistake because he, in a way, dropped his location, and that made it easier for him to be trailed. Surveillance footage would later show his ops following Fulio from a Tampa club all the way to the hotel using 2 separate cars. Around 4:40 a.m., Fulio was sitting in his car in the hotel parking lot when the shooters pulled up and fired dozens of shots. Fulio tried to pull off and escape, but he lost control and crashed into a concrete pole. He was hit multiple times and was pronounced dead right there at the scene. Then the next drill rapper who died the worst death ever was MO3, who was gunned down on I-35E near the Dallas Zoo.
A Dallas rapper was murdered outside of his car on I-35.
They say the victim, a hip-hop musician named Mo3, was approached by the killer on I-35. Both men stopped their vehicles. The victim got out, took off, started running, but was shot several times on the highway. A bystander inside another vehicle was also hit. Police say that person did not suffer life-threatening injuries. Police are still looking for the shooter.
It all started between Yella Beezy and Mo3, both from Dallas, Texas. They were cool at first, but things took a deadly turn after Mo3's close friend Roylee Pate died from a blood clot after being shot earlier that month. Many people believed Yella Beezy had something to do with it. The next day, Yella Beezy was attacked while driving on the tollway in Lewisville, Texas. Another car pulled up beside him and fired over a dozen shots, but luckily, he survived. They kept going back and forth in their songs and online, but Mo3 would end up facing one of the worst deaths in the game. On November 11th, 2020, Mo3 was driving on the I-35E freeway in Dallas when he noticed he was being followed by a car, and without wasting time, the driver started letting off shots. He got out of his vehicle and started running on foot down the highway. The shooter chased him and kept firing, hitting him several times. In the end, he was shot and left to die in the middle of the busy road. If you like this video, click on a video on either side to watch a video similar to this one.